So we are now getting dangerously close to the release of the Switch, and with only about a week or two to go, it's time to start asking some questions, like what games do we want to see on the Switch throughout its lifespan? And there are 3 games that I wanted to get out of the Wii U that I didn't get, and I'm hoping to see them on the Switch. So today, we're going to talk about those games. I apologize for being on a farm as well, by the way. I'm currently staying in Texas with my girlfriend. The lighting is kind of awful because if I stand under the direct sunlight, I'll probably burn. I've been living in Canada for about 6 months and I'm completely pale. With Dr. Pepper in hand, let's get started. First game that I want to see, and this is something that I have talked about on my channel plenty of times, is a new Pokemon game for a system, not a handheld, a Pokemon game for a big system. The way that I always envisioned this game going down was the Wii U was perfect for it. Every time we get a new game, we get like a new Skyrim, or we get a GTA, or we get this Ark game that just came out, what's the first thing that everyone tries to mod? What's the first thing that everyone seems to get drawn to? It's putting Pokemon in these games. It's to have a game like Skyrim, like The Witcher, where you go around in this huge open environment, just like the one behind me right now, traversing the landscape and stumbling across real-life Pokemon. Not going through bushes where you can't see anything and then having a quick time event trigger. I'm talking about right now seeing a friggin' Pikachu down there, or a other kind of Pokemon that's not a Pikachu down there that I can see in the distance and I can go and walk to and throw my Pokeball at, or I can throw a Pokemon at and start battling. Imagine that kind of experience on the Switch, or on the Wii U like I wanted it to be, but on the Switch. And we still have this key feature that I thought would be so cool, is you have this portable screen. And on the Wii U, it would have been perfect where you have your Pokedex in hand. You can go up to a Pokemon on your TV screen, you can hold the Pokedex up to it and it'll give you all the information about it, its weaknesses, its strengths. You can catch it and then it will like store it on here. You can store your Pokemon and your Pokeballs on here, and when you go up to a Pokemon, you start flicking your Pokeballs off the Wii U tablet, off the Switch tablet onto the screen. There is such a rich and diverse game there within the Pokemon universe. It's so easily transferable onto the Wii U or the Switch. And however Nintendo wants to do it, however Nintendo wants to put this game, put a game like this on a big console, I would take it. I want a Pokemon game in what feels like 2017, in what feels like current day generation. Because Pokemon games haven't really changed since Red and Blue. They've been the same for the last 20 odd years. They're just getting updated graphics every time. The closest we came to a game kind of like what I want was on GameCube. We had Pokemon Colosseum and Pokemon Gale XD, but I feel like those games didn't do as well because GameCube didn't sell as well. Nintendo thought maybe that wasn't the avenue Pokemon was ever supposed to go down, and they sort of reverted back and they never touched that way of Pokemon games again. But even those weren't really what I'm asking for. Even those, you couldn't really go out in the wild and catch Pokemon. You had to steal them from other players. It was definitely unique, and I love those games a lot because there was something new and exciting and still what I consider a AAA title in the Pokemon universe. But it wasn't what I wanted. So what I want out of the Switch is a new Pokemon game. Pokemon Z. Pokemon Sun and Moon 2. I don't know, whatever it is, I want a big, epic RPG Pokemon adventure that looks like Zelda, that looks like a dulled down Witcher, but with Pokemon that I can go and explore and catch. That is something I absolutely want out of my Switch. Next up, and something that doesn't really even need that much discussing, is I want a new FZero. I love the Wii U and Nintendo and everything that goes around Nintendo, but really, what's the only racing game that we have? We have Mario Kart. And Mario Kart is freaking awesome, and please never stop making Mario Kart. I'll play that shit until I die. But give me some variety. Give me something a little bit more gritty, a little bit more badass like FZero was. Dive into the FZero universe more, explore that universe more, flesh it out. Give me some really crazy fast action on FZero. Give me a new FZero. There is so much that they can do with that franchise beyond what we're used to, beyond our nostalgia for FZero. There is so much craziness. Mario Kart is awesome, but it's very light, bubbly, and fun. Give me something gritty. Give me a gritty F-Zero storyline. There's something in the character of Captain Falcon that you can flesh out more. But most of all, I just want another racing game, another fun Nintendo racing game to play on my Switch. And finally, and this is the biggest one for me because not only is it the one that I want the most, but it's the one that I think is most feasible, and I am surprised it hasn't happened. I would absolutely love to see Metroid Prime 4. I will take a Metroid Prime reboot. I will take anything Metroid Prime you have to give me, Nintendo. Please, at least acknowledge Metroid Prime and Metroid's existence in the Nintendo universe. Give me a little something. Give me a little something on this system. If you want to sell this system, I can tell you how to do it right now. Give us a Pokemon game, give us a new FZero, give us a new Metroid Prime, and right there with the lineup that we're already aware of, you've sold your systems. Your console is doing great. Now just keep making games on top of that and you're ready to go. And Metroid Prime in 2017, I would like to see exactly what Metroid Prime's always done. Out of Metroid Prime 1 and 2, just make another one. Those games were so fun, and if you didn't play them, if you haven't played them, you can pick them up on the Wii, pick them up on the GameCube, heck, emulate them if you have to. Those are some of the best quality titles Nintendo ever gave us. A mature, kind of thriller a little bit for the first one. It's a sort of game from Nintendo that was just a lot of fun to play, a lot of rich, diverse story, and the character of Samus is badass. We need that protagonist back. We need that kicking ass character back, please, Nintendo. Now, if I could give a special mention to a Nintendo franchise that I would love to see on the Switch, but I don't think it's something they necessarily should do or have to do, because I don't think it's going to be a console seller or as many people are going to care about it as the other games I've mentioned. But if I could get a new Mother game, if I could get a current day Mother RPG type game, even just again, a reboot, I'll take a reboot, or a sequel or anything. I would love to play a new, awesome, brilliant looking, vibrant Mother game. Now, Earthbound had so much personality and charm, and I know it's one of them games that seem to be you either love it or you hate it. I absolutely adore it. It was such a quirky RPG. I usually don't put that many hours into a game. I usually don't manage to ever finish RPGs because I either get bored or get distracted. But Earthbound was so wonderfully out of the box and so geniusly creative and so much fun to play and look at, and the music was so great to listen to that I was absolutely engaged the entire time, and I would love a sequel to that game, or just another Mother game in general. I don't think that's gonna happen though. I really don't think it is, and I don't think even if it did, it would be a console seller, but that's something I would like to see from the system. Honestly, if I had that as well, oh, I'd be so excited for this Switch. I would be way more excited than I am now. And lastly, over on Facebook, I asked you guys what games you would like to see on the system. I'm going to go through a few of these right now. Wave Race. Actually, I think that one of them are coming for the Wii U, isn't there? I think there's still one coming for the Wii U. But yeah, that would be cool. Again, a racing game that's a little different to Mario Kart would be great. Mario Maker, I don't doubt there's a new Mario Maker coming. A 2D Metroid, a Castlevania, please. I'll take that. I would prefer a Prime at this point, but I would take that, absolutely. A Luigi's Mansion sequel. I know Dark Moon was really cool. Maybe a remastered version of that for the Switch. I mean, I would prefer a new game. I'd always prefer a new game, but heck, give me something else to buy for the Switch. I actually never managed to play it on my 3DS because it got stolen before I got a chance to play it. But if it was remastered for the Switch, that'd be something really cool that I could pick up. WarioWare, honestly, that's a cool idea. That's probably a better idea than 1-2 Switch. WarioWare is very much like the 1-2 Switch idea that uses all the gimmicks and features of each of the Nintendo systems and uses them in ways like little mini games, and it's really fun. And honestly, that would have been a much stronger title to come out the gate with the Switch. That's a really cool idea, actually. Who said that? Nick? That would have been better. If we were coming out launch day with a new WarioWare instead of 1-2 Switch, Zelda and Bomberman, that's a strong lineup right there. That's honestly would have been better than 1-2 Switch, in my opinion. Zelda Maker, that would be pretty cool actually. Zelda Maker would be awesome. And finally, something that I almost put on my list, but figured it was probably a little bit too unrealistic to expect from Nintendo, another Eternal Darkness. That when I thought about this list, I was gonna try and make 4 or 5 games, and Eternal Darkness was absolutely gonna be one I was gonna put on the list. I'm not even gonna get even remotely excited for that because it ain't gonna happen. But if for some reason I woke up one day in the next 5 years and Nintendo had announced a new Eternal Darkness coming out for the Switch, I would go out and buy another one. I don't even know why I would do that or why that would be a smart business decision for anyone. As a way of saying thank you to Nintendo, I'd go out and buy another Switch and Eternal Darkness too, because that makes no sense, but that's how excited I would be. But that's all for me, guys. That's 3 or 4 games that I really want to see come to the Switch, and then a bunch of other suggestions from you guys on the Facebook page. I want to give a huge thank you to Jordan, who's been helping me out while I've been here on this farm, because editing on my laptop is really tricky and uploading on the internet that's here is almost impossible. So Jordan's been helping me out with the editing on my videos recently, and he's edited this video as well. Make sure to check out Jordan's channel in the description below if you like Blu-rays or just a lovable jolly man doing stupid things. Jordan's your guy. He's awesome, and he edits for a lot of YouTubers. He honestly probably edits for a lot of channels that you watch. if you watch this channel, there's a good chance you've watched his editing before on other channels. So a huge thank you to Jordan, but also a huge thank you to you guys for watching these videos. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down below what games you want to see on the Switch, because we need to get some suggestions going. Nintendo, if you're watching this video for whatever reason, look at that comment thread below, because these are the games that we want, and if you want to ignore all of them and do a new Metroid Prime just for me, I ain't gonna stop you. Thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Wow, Dr. Pepper makes you thirsty.